Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to another edition of Roast Beef and Bagels. Hope everybody had a great week. Took a week off. We're back though. We're back in action. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. A lot going on as always.
Always. It's crazy now.
In this world of ours. A lot of things happening. A lot of things are happening so much that Beef decided he was actually going to make some notes.
Yeah, I had to because it was too much to remember and I don't want him to constantly fact check me if he don't need to. It's a pain in the ass. So I don't know. I wanted to start a little bit with football because I'm into football hard. He's a big sports guy in general. I'm not a big sports guy, but I just wanted to go through a couple of quick ones. You just tell me if you like it or not.
Okay.
Ready? Devontae Adams to the Rams.
I mean, I like it. I think he's still got some gas in his tank, and he's with what's his name? Matthew Stafford. Stafford redid his contract to stay on the team because they were considering like maybe possibly trading him. So yeah. I like it.
I actually don't. I'd rather have kept Cooper Kupp. To me, Cooper Kupp's a much better person, and in the locker room, he's better. I've seen Devontae Adams on a Netflix show called Receivers, and like seems very selfish, very, very selfish player. Sometimes that affects the locker room, but all right.
Same thing with Kupp, though. He's been injured last few seasons. So
yeah, but he's a positive person in the locker room. But so Cooper Kupp went to Seattle. I guess they think that Sam McDonald's going to need a Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Sam Donald's over there now.
Yeah.
A lot of changes in Seattle. Metcalf went to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Geno Smith went to the Raiders.
Yep.
And then they signed Sam Darnold from the Vikings. And Darnold had finally his breakout year. You have to bounce around from the Jets, I think, to the Panthers, to the 49ers.
I think it was the system. The system worked from there. You know,
well, nobody does well on the Jets, but that's besides the point.
And the Jets signed Fields. Like, I don't.
Well, as a Steelers fan, I'm happy. I didn't like Fields in college. Because I do watch the college.
Yeah, I don't watch college
football as well. So I just was not a fan of his. My favorite quarterback through the college system, Trevor Lawrence. Still a fan of his.
He loves it. He looks just like him.
I used to. And then there was rumors of Steelers going after him in the trade, but that never panned out. I would have loved that. But yeah, so Fields to the Jets. I like it because he's not on the Steelers.
And the Steelers didn't sign anybody yet, right?
So that's a bit upsetting.
You think I'm going to get Cousins?
Well,
Wilson? Okay.
I think what you're looking at is Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson's. Steelers, I think, first choice is Rodgers. Rodgers doesn't go to the Steelers. I think then they're going to go after Wilson. Wilson doesn't go to the Steelers. They're going to have to make a trade. And I think Kirk Cousins makes sense only because Kirk Cousins' $180 million contract is now riding the bench in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And they went for a younger,
that makes sense.
What's his name? Penix Jr. quarterback. So that's how I see it. I think Rodgers either goes to the Steelers, Giants, or retires. He wants to play for the Vikings. That's actually his first choice. But the Vikings...
Yeah, they just signed him.
Well, they let Sam Darnold go because they put all their eggs in their basket with the rookie J.J. McCarthy, who got injured last year. So
was he that good that kid?
He won the college championship. So with Michigan. So I'm going to say, yeah. I thought he was good when I watched him play in college. I mean, like I said, Fields I didn't like. Thought he was overrated. But I didn't think McCarthy was overrated. I mean, listen, I think that guy Daniels on Washington, I didn't think he was going to do what he was going to do. But
yeah,
you don't know.
He's actually really good.
He's really good.
Really good.
I guess you don't know with these kids. It's hit or miss, but I think Fields, they were so high on for whatever reason when he came out. And that's why I was like, when he went to the Bears, I mean, Bears are a tough organization to break through with. But, I mean, you got those types of teams, you got to give it time. I mean, the Jets, too, when the Jets get these guys, they had Sam Darnold and they had the other guy, Zach Wilson, I think his name was. You know, and these guys don't pan out right away. It's because of, you know, you got to build up that offensive line, all that other crap that comes along with it. So Any other sports football moves?
Nah, that was it for me. I just want to see what you thought because I'm waiting for the Bills. I mean, I'm a Bills fan. So I'm waiting for Bills to pull off something fucking
They did.
big. Who they got?
They signed. He gave an extension to Josh Allen, mega contract. Signed a bunch of players, but most notable name was Bosa, the older brother of the two Bosas. One's on the 49ers. I think this one is Jeff. I could be wrong. He played on the Chargers, and the Chargers let him go. So the Chargers didn't even get nothing. They released him, and
So you just picked them up.
The Bills signed him.
And Debo's gone too, right? From San Fran.
From San Fran, yeah.
Where's
and
he now?
He went to Washington.
Oh, well, that's going to be good. That's going to be good for the Redskins.
Yeah,
that's going to be good because that kid's good. The quarterback. That kid's really good.
And they have so much confidence in Samuels. They actually gave him an increase and I think extension in his contract already because Deebo Samuel's another one. He's a good player, yeah, but he's also. It's weird in the NFL. You hit that 30-year-old mark, you're like towards the end of your career. Uh-huh. And these guys, they're young men. And it's like, oh, they're 30, 31. It's like, oh, yeah, his career is just about over. And you're like, really? At that age? But that's the NFL for you. You have a life expectancy of like 3 to 5 years in the NFL as far as your career or some low number like that. But, yeah, Samuel's on the Redskins, and they gave him an extension. So we'll see what happens.
All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, dude. A lot of Elon Musk stuff.
A lot of Elon.
So, where do you start? So I'll start. So just to let everybody know that the liberals are very happy that Tesla stock is going down. I don't think like I said, they never know how the system works, so they just work off of emotion. They don't give a shit. Elon Musk in 2023 only owns 13.4% of the stock. He's the CEO, but all the rest of the stock in the company are in basic 401k plans that the working class have. So when you're happy that an American company is tanking because you don't like somebody, you don't realize the effect. You're upset, but I mean but you're destroying the middle class. Like you're happy that the middle class is losing money in their 401k. It's actually really sad. I mean they don't understand how the system works, but yet they constantly want to go off of feelings and emotions and.
You're rooting against an American company.
It's incredible, bro.
And it is sad because that company is publicly traded. So you or I, if we want to invest in that company to potentially make money, you're rooting against Americans.
Yeah.
And you're rooting against an American company which is providing jobs for people,
thousands.
And so look at what you think. You're not winning anything, right?
No.
If anything, I'm actually glad that you see arrests now.
Yeah, they're burning fucking Teslas in the fucking.
I'm glad that you see people paying the price and there's accountability.
And Trump's the Nazi, right? You don't get what you want, you burn down your fucking competitor.
Yeah.
And just to let you know too, I just found this out. This is really important. Tesla is the only all-American car made in this country. Ford, for the most part, it's like 80% made in the country, Chevy, that type of thing. Tesla is made 100%. Every last fucking part and everything is made in the United States. Well, it's crazy. And I'm not a big, electric car guy. I'm not, I'll be honest with you. You want to buy an electric car, that's fine. Gas car, whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm in the freedom. I wouldn't buy one. But I'm happy that there was a car company that's doing this for Americans. I'm happy about it. Like, I don't get it.
The biggest thing with this whole thing is what happened to the Go Green initiative?
They don't care no more.
Now all of a sudden it was like you were forcing Biden put a mandate where by like 2035
some craziness.
Everyone had to own an electric car. The idea of electric car came through Elon Musk and his Tesla corporation, right? Well, the perfection of it came through him. And everyone was like, they loved Elon because of what he was, with the product he put out there. And if everybody was buying a Tesla because it was go green, global warming.
And just like that, climate change doesn't matter anymore.
Now climate change doesn't matter. Go Chevy now, I guess. And go whatever. I mean, this is what liberal logic. This is what the liberals think and how they react to stuff. What else you got on your list?
Right, so this is another one, right? So this is another Elon one. So America hates Elon right now, right? Europe loves him. They're putting him up for a fucking Nobel Peace Prize because of all the work he's done for climate change. A guy named Branko Gims. He's some Slovakian member of the European Parliament. He put him up for petition in Norway so he could be Nobel Peace Prize. How pissed off will the liberals be?
Can you imagine?
Elon's on the front cover of Times magazine as a fucking Nobel Peace Prize winner. That'll be awesome.
How amazing is that? That this guy is going to possibly get one of the highest honors recognized.
And he should, dude. He should.
And
he should.
You got these liberals living in their mother's basements, scratching cars, burning down dealerships. I saw a video of some guy sticking his hand in his ass and throwing shit on the car. And then first of all, I'm saying, what person walks around with shit in their ass? What normal human being walks around, doesn't clean themselves, and
shits on himself, bro.
And shits on himself and waits till he sees a Tesla to keep filth in his ass, sticks his hand in his ass, throws it, and what is he wiping his hand with? This is the liberal logic that's out there, people.
Oh my God. And my funniest one of the week for Elon is he saves 2 astronauts from space. Not one local fucking station mentioned Elon in the fucking save. Not one.
Can you imagine?
2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11. Not one said Elon Musk SpaceX saved them. Not one.
Can you imagine? They were up there 9 months or something like that, right?
And it goes to show you, though, this, like I said, I have a problem with the media more than anything else. The media does not tell you the truth. They just don't. They refuse to tell you the truth. They're propaganda machines for the left. It's incredible. Like, how do you not notice that? Everybody in the world knows it was Elon. So why just not say it?
Yep.
It's crazy.
For those of you who haven't seen a SpaceX and a rocket and how it works, it's truly amazing.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays with internet and stuff like that, everything's available to you, right? Look at us, recording and making videos. So there's so much stuff out there and content out there. Look up the SpaceX stuff. Does it fail? Sure. 100%. But when you see how these things work, they don't crash and burn into our waters anymore, right? Saving the environment, right? These things freaking land like by themselves. It's insane.
It's like a remote control car, bro. It's like a remote control car. It's crazy. I can't believe it. And he basically took over for NASA. And just to let you know, it's on the internet. He actually did it for half the price that NASA would have done it for in a shorter amount of time. I mean, you got to give this guy credit. You don't have to like him, but you got to give him credit,
It's true. I mean, the guy, granted, whether he's the man actually designing or engineering what has to get done with the product, he may not be that person. It's his idea, which he's pushing forward and something he believes in, and he's funding it to make it come a reality, right? Because you hear a lot of these leftists yell, he's not a scientist, he's not an engineer, he's not this and he's not that. That's all well and good. He assembled a team together of the smartest people he can find to take his idea and make it become a reality.
With his money.
With his funding.
Investment, but yeah.
Right, he invested in it, right? But you think about it. Think of the AOCs in the world. What made you so qualified when you were a bartender, right? We all do things until we reach whatever potential we're going to get to. Elon might be just one of them entrepreneurs with these never-ending ideas. Clearly loves technology because all his ideas are based in technology. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to give the guy credit. SpaceX, Tesla. He was the one with OpenAI, right?
OpenAI, and how he made his money is he created PayPal. That's how he started. He did that.
So, and more technology.
He's also one of those guys, dude. I believe you can take every dime away from him today, put him in the street homeless, and in 6 months he'll be a fucking millionaire because that's what he does. People don't get it. It don't matter. He's that guy. You should praise people who think like that. We got too many people doing the complete opposite. They're living in their fucking mother's basements at 40 years old. Don't want to fucking work. But no one's mad at that guy.
Nope.
Living off of me and you. No one's mad.
Living in your mother's basement and you're wearing a mask, screaming, screw Tesla, throwing your shit in your ass.
Burning fucking Teslas.
Burning Teslas or protesting in the streets thinking, you're going to be the difference maker in the world. And you're not. Government's going to ignore you.
Yeah.
like this series that you told me to watch, and I finally watched it.
Which one?
The one on Netflix with De Niro.
Oh yeah.
0 Day.
Very cool. I mean, I'm not a big De Niro fan. He's a great actor, but oh my god, you gotta shut the fuck up about politics.
Yeah, politics. You gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, he played a great role. But
Unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
amazing how so much stuff, if you watched it, tied into today.
Yeah. It was done purposely, I think.
I mean, yeah, probably, but you even hear like they were yelling about like pronouns and shit like that in the series. I was like, wow, it's like a lot of this is like today. And they basically said the government don't give a shit with your protests and stuff like that. And the idea behind it was government can, at one snap of the finger, really disturb your life.
Yeah, they can erase you, bro.
In a second.
They can make you look, because they got the media in their pocket. So they can make me and you look like fucking criminals like this, and we didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing.
Never mind, media, just in general, the way they controlled everything. And
yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. Right?
It was a limited run. I think there were 6 episodes. I binge watched it yesterday.
It was really good.
And I don't know if it ended, but it said limited, so I don't know if there's gonna be a season 2. But it kind of ended while kind of open a little bit. But if you haven't seen it,
very good show.
Very good. Netflix. I think it's called 0 Day with Robert De Niro. Yeah. Great series. And it was funny how, like I said, I watched it and I was like, wow, you see a lot of the parallels to today's world in this series. I
liked it. Actually, Netflix comes out with a lot of good shit. I mean, but that one recently is probably the best one that's been out.
Yeah, but freaking Netflix is getting so goddamn expensive, bro.
Well, they're paying a lot of people for contracts now. It's not like it used to be. So you like they get like they I think they hired Obama for like a 6 or 7 series, like, so they pay him in advance for that, and then they have to come up with things for him to talk in and stuff like that.
I mean, I get it. Actually they do create too, like a lot of movies that are Netflix only, go to the theater. So you got to pay these actors and actresses and these people and these production companies. But talking about always getting hit over the head. I mean, it seems like every month it's like, they're telling you, oh, it's going to go up or whatever. And then they constantly throw like a blurb on the screen that, oh, if you want to add multiple people to your account, click here. It's right. Yeah. And it's like more people.
and they put ads now, right? I mean, there's ads now too that interrupt.
I haven't gotten an ad, but you know what was messed up? I'm not a big wrestling fan. I watch wrestling. I'm not like a huge fan, but I thought they got the exclusive contract with WWE.
Yeah. I watch it on Netflix too.
They don't have the pay-per-view part. That's
I didn't know that.
So my sister's a big wrestling buff, her and her husband, and they called me up.
Shitstay Nakamura.
He loves Okasawa, whatever her name is. I'll put the picture on so you see who she is. But there was like a pay-per-view, and my sister's like, oh, you watching, I don't know, whatever it is, SummerSlam. I don't remember which one. But she's like, are you watching this? And I'm like, what channel? So she's like, Netflix. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I got rid of my subscription. I think they're on Peacock. Right. I got rid of the subscription to Peacock because I thought it was exclusive. And my sister's like, no, it's only good for Monday Night Raw and Friday SmackDown or whatever.
So you have to pay still on Netflix.
So it gets included in your Netflix, right? So there wasn't an increase. But if you wanted to keep the pay-per-view one, you had to pay the subscription to the other company.
Oh my God. It's like their government. They just keep on taxing the shit out of us, bro.
And I thought I was catching a break. I'm like, no. I was like, I got rid of the other one. She was like, oh no, you have to keep that for the pay. Because I only really watch WrestleMania.
Right. We actually do. I mean, we've done it a few times. We do parties that we dress up as a wrestler. It doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
But
if you come to the house, you have to be dressed up.
Yeah, you have to be dressed. And then the last one you were what's his name?
Bubba. Oh, John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah, it was John. Yeah,
the last one you were John Cena, and he was Bubba Ray Dudley one year.
Tito was Tito Santana.
Yes.
He said he didn't want to change his name.
Dude, yeah, we had some fun times, bro. Gotta do that shit this year.
That was funny.
We can come as roast beef and bagels this year.
We should go into wrestling as roast beef and bagels.
Well, we got the Lucha Libre coming too. So.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be happening in May.
Oh,
we're trying to keep track of his schedule to see if he can make an appearance on the show, but we'll keep you posted on that.
But he lives in Texas, and right now in Texas there's a measles breakout. 355 people.
The View. I can kind of understand why they keep the view on because.
Shows you what fucking real morons are in New York City. That's why.
But I think people do watch the show to hear like the dumb shit that comes out of these women.
Oh, dude, I watch it from time to time. You gotta watch. You gotta keep an eye on your enemy, bro. They're just fucking lunatics.
I don't get it. They had
Didn't they have
Whoopi?
Didn't they have your boy on, the guy that from ESPN that you said you kind of don't like? What's his name?
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, they had him.
Oh,
on.
he's changing, bro.
Yeah, they had him on.
He's changing, but
Whoopi didn't like it.
No, because he pointed. He said he voted for Kamala. He said he's still liberal, but he said
he understands.
He understands, and he said you got to give Trump credit.
Yeah.
His whole thing is he wants the Democratic Party to come up with a new game plan, because whatever their current game plan doesn't work.
And well, AOC, Schumer, and Bernie are doing a cross-country tour to explain to the average person why they voted wrong for Trump. That was the new thing.
So in other words, people are stupid and they're right, and we can't have our own way of thinking.
Yeah. So they're starting a tour. I seen her yesterday talk. I want to say it was on CNN or whatever. And she was in front of a podium. It was really funny.
They're really going around going to do that?
Yeah, yeah. On the taxpayer dollar, too, I'm sure. I'm sure they're not coming out of pocket for it.
So they're going to try to tell people who maybe were on the fence and voted
for Trump
that they don't know what they're doing.
Because they're concerned about the midterms. Because if they keep this up, I don't think they. Usually, there's a switch to midterms. You probably know they usually switch to Congress. They'll switch around a little bit so that the president
will change.
Yeah,
the House
they're worried.
Senate will get lost.
Yeah, I think they're worried, especially when he gets the tax cuts in, dude. Once he gets the tax cuts in, dude, I don't think they have a shot in hell. Because as soon as the tax cuts come, stock market's going to go through the roof. Right now, even though our friend Jesus was just now, I'm calling JNN because he's worse than CNN. Inflation is down, mortgage rates are down, egg prices are down, and gas prices are down. And he's only been in for about 2 months. This idiot prior for 4 years couldn't get it done.
Mm-mm.
He couldn't do it. And people say, oh, presidents don't have any problem. They can't control gas prices. If you look historically, Democrats are in office, gas prices are higher. Republicans are in office, gas prices are lower because they have policies that matter. Drill as much as you want, supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking it goes down. Stop drilling, there's less supply, prices go up. This is simple economics. The problem is we don't teach it anymore. But Jesus is very upset about that. He won't answer.
That. I don't get like this whole thing with like the men. I get, it's funny because we beat ourselves over the head like week after week talking about it. It's like I don't understand how you don't apply common sense to certain things. Again, if you dislike Trump, Elon personally, that's fine, right? Like, people probably don't like us. That's fine. I don't care. But if you make sense in what you're saying, what's the big deal? I mean, you don't have to like me in order for me to make sense in what I'm doing, right? And how you're going to reap in benefits for stuff that I'm trying to get done as far as work. I don't get the liberal logic. You hate Elon now. A couple of years ago, you loved him, but because of the electric car, saving the environment, and all this other. Plus, he was liberal. He was Democratic, so you loved him. Now, you don't get your way like a spoiled brat. You kick and scream and punch, and now you destroy people's personal How do you know you're not destroying a Democrat's Cybertruck or car? A liberal, someone who thinks the way you think, and thinking that purchasing this car is going to help the environment. Now, they made this investment, right, in a car or whatever for their family, and now you're going to go and destroy it because you think you're getting back at who? Who are you getting back at? Elon?
You don't give a fuck, Elon.
I mean, you're going to, and if let's say you win, the unemployment rate's going to go through the roof. He's going to shut down.
Yeah, yes.
Plants
401k is going to go down.
Right? People who have these investments, whether it's 401k or just the average stock prior, day trader or whatever, their investments are going to tank. What'd you win? You hurt more Americans now. But that's the liberal way, too. They don't care about this country.
No. Think about it. They wave more flags than the American flag I've ever seen. They're waving the Ukraine flag. They wave the fucking Palestinian flag. But You never see him wave the American flag.
No, speaking about the Palestinian, but I love it too.
Guy.
They're fucking locking up these kids, screaming that they're Hamas and all this other shit now. Listen, it's a dangerous game when you start fucking around with government and terrorist groups and all that stuff. Don't listen. I actually believe in the shit with a fucking van pulling up, putting a bag over your head. I don't care if it's U.S. government, Russian government. I think that shit happens if you become a target or you put yourself out there where you're opposing a potential national threat.
Yeah,
I think your ass could be in trouble. So all these fucking idiots that want to wave, I'm Hamas, I'm this genocide, this side, that side, Akaside, whatever, side, whatever you want to scream and yell. Don't do it. They deport the one fucking kid, right?
He's in Louisiana right now.
Wherever and people are angry. This dude is organizing protests against your country on college campuses that you're
scaring the shit out of the Jewish students, not letting them go to class.
Yeah,
that's terrorism.
What the Jewish kid have to do with what if we're Jewish? What the fuck do we have to do with all of that shit? We're here in America.
So I seen Marco Rubio talking. Actually,
little boy Marco.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Rubio fan. But,
neither was Trump. Loves him crazy.
But
politics.
He was saying, dude, it makes sense. He goes, so when you apply for a green card or a visa to come here on, to go to school, they give you like a questionnaire of 100 things.
Letting them motherfuckers in no more. Watch.
So Marco Rubio said if this kid wrote on his application that he was pro Hamas and then he was going to give out Hamas terrorism pamphlets on campus, he would have never got the visa the first time. So what's the difference of now he gets the visa, he's here, and now he's handing this stuff, this anti-Semitic stuff out on campus, pro Hamas, which is a terrorist group, on campus, then it should be revoked. 100%. It's the same thing, right? Just one you're catching prior for entry and one you're catching after entry. But people, they're fighting for this kid. It's anti-free speech. It's not anti-free speech. He's supporting terrorism against America. Like, why would we want to see it? Like, so fucking.
And that too, the freedom of speech shit with liberals. It's only when it's convenient for them.
Right.
You liberals were so happy when Trump got banned from Twitter, right? You took his free speech away, and you're saying, he was violating a company policy, right? And the company enforced their policy on him. Guy was the president of the United States, and you guys canceled his Twitter account and social media, and the liberals were so happy. But now you got a guy here who could be a possible national threat, trying to brainwash the weak, because that's what you are. You're weak, and saying, hey, Hamas is great or whatever agenda they're promoting, and now Americans are mad that you're getting rid of crap. I'm sorry, if there's a cancer in your body, you want to cut out so you can live a healthy life, right? That's just normal. You have a basket of apples. You want to take out the rotten ones so you can make a presentation with a nice, delicious basket of apples to eat. You always want to cut out the bad shit. It's just common sense.
There's none there.
But there's like I said, it's just the way liberals think, and it's not every liberal, right?
No.
I'm throwing a blanket statement out there, which if any of our liberal fans are listening, I don't want you to, stop coming to my house for, whatever Sunday dinner. We're not saying that, right? We're blanketing the what we're talking about. But think about it. That's what we're saying. Use your head. Where are you making any sense in what you're doing?
Dude, once they said it was okay for putting men in women's bathrooms and locker rooms, that was it for me.
That's the other thing the fucking View fought on. They had that other guy on, the guy, the Bud Light guy. They had him on the show.
Yeah.
And Whoopi was like, she was an advocate of keeping men. Oh, she has no kids, I don't think.
No, I don't think
she
she
was
has
an
any
advocate of keeping men in little girls' locker rooms. I mean, she's like, oh, have you seen female athletes before? They can handle themselves. Yeah, I'm sure they can. But against other female athletes.
Wow. Well, Serena Williams came out and said that she lost to like the 202nd or 208th man in the country. She lost to the guy who was ranked 208. That she could never play any of these top tier guys. It's not possible. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. It's not wrong with that. We're two different frames.
That's why they got their own leagues. That's why they got their own sports. That's why they got their own divisions. There was a reason why. And that, now we're switching like towards feminists a bit. And I don't understand women, right? I love women, and this is National Women's Month, right? March, with Happy National Women's Month. First of all, that whole month of recognition for anybody, that I get rid of that shit.
Yeah, we're all
should
Americans.
be all year long.
Everything.
You should recognize people for what they are, regardless of. I don't need a fucking month
exactly.
to do it. I think that's idiotic. But you got women that fought hard throughout the course of history, right? You not talking about other races or whatever, because obviously black people had their issues too throughout history. But right now we're just going to talk women. We had women fought hard, and I don't care what color you were, through the course of history. You weren't allowed to vote. You weren't allowed to work as a woman. Could you imagine? You had to stay home, make babies,
feed the kids,
raise the babies, clean and cook and take care of the house until the man came home and provided financially for everyone else. That was that. You were born a woman. That was the rest of your life.
Pretty much.
Some societies today, you have still no choice in who you marry. It's arranged, right? Yeah. The pro-Hamas people, fucking women can't say 2 words.
And if you're gay, they kill you.
Oh, well, that's...
Dude, if you're gay, you're dead.
That's a whole other conversation.
But the gay people here are fighting for Hamas.
Well, listen, that's not normal again. But like with the woman thing is, there's so many obstacles that women came over to, guess what? Let a man come right back and say, nah, I'm just going to outdo you in everything because today I feel... like, and I know Beef and I have different things. Like, he's anti-tax and money and stuff like that. I think that stuff bothers me. I don't care what you do. Knock yourself out, especially we come from New York. We've seen it all prior to it being forced down your throat. And it didn't affect us either way. I mean,
I don't care.
Me neither. Went out to clubs and parties and we have friends or whatever.
Yeah.
No bearing on me.
I was a florist. Most people don't know I was a florist from the beginning of my life. My mother was a florist, so I worked in the floral industry. I met a lot of gay people, and at the time, they weren't called trans; they were called cross-dressers. They dressed like women. A couple of my favorite people when I was a kid. When I was young, I was very influential. I didn't have a father, so these people helped raise me. I had no problem. I loved them. I still love them to this day, and it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with being forced onto people. I don't force heterosexuality. I don't grab somebody and go, you have to be straight. I don't give a shit what you do. Marry whoever the fuck you want to marry, whatever. I don't give a shit.
That's what just doesn't make sense to me, is that these people, you fought so hard to get this identity and to get yourself recognized as a particular individual. And then you have these things. Now you could compete. Listen, some of our best athletes, you talk about the Serena Williams, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Phenomenal athlete.
Unbelievable, right? Why are you going to rain on her parade? And then they have mixed, right, events with you do the doubles in tennis, right?
Yeah.
So they provide certain things for just this.
Yeah.
But now you want to just say completely, let me break the rules because somebody identifies or feels a certain way, that we have to now accommodate everybody because we're so sensitive and we don't want to hurt any. Just doesn't make sense to me.
And Bruce Jenner, who's now Kylie Jenner, right? I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know. Caitlyn Jenner. She's against it. She's like, I was an athlete. Dude, I think she won she was a he, won like 3 gold medals. Remember he was on the Wheaties thing when we were kids?
Yeah, he's a big Olympian.
He's like, dude, she's like, whatever. You can't do it. He would know because he has the best of both worlds. He couldn't compete.
I bet you at his age today, he could probably beat most women.
Yeah.
Like that are in their prime.
55 or whatever, right? Probably
he's older.
60?
Yeah, he's old. He's got to be up there.
Whatever.
I mean, when we were a kid, he was the biggest Olympian name.
Yeah, I remember him and I forgot the other girl, the Olympic girl. She was a skater or something. She used to run the other ladies, but yeah, I don't understand. But it goes back. So I want to filter this back to education. I think the reason why we think this way is because our education system actually sucks, and they're getting on Trump that he's cutting the federal Department of Education. Now, let me
federal department. Right. People listen to the word. It's federal.
So let me
I had a conversation with someone about this too.
1979. That's when it started. Jimmy Carter signed in federal, right? So I went to look. Now, dude, this was happened 3 months ago when it started. I looked to see on the internet what the reading levels of the kids at certain ages, math levels, and like an idiot, I didn't screenshot it. I should have, or whatever. This morning I knew we were going to talk about it, so I went in. I wanted to get some stuff, dude. I could not find any fucking thing from 1979 for reading and math score levels. And the things that I did find was like, there was never really a downslope. But I did find this, which tells you that there absolutely is. So in 2023, 54% of adults read below a sixth grade leaving level.
Adults?
Adults.
Oh, wow.
20% of that read below a fifth grade level. So if you're telling me we got better, that wouldn't even be a statistic.
Is JNN on there and his percent? Because he just reads memes.
Yeah. So they took it off Google so that way you couldn't find it. I actually used Brave too, which Brave is pretty good, but I couldn't find anything. But there's no way that you could tell me that the math scores are low. In New York City alone, I think they're down to like 29% of the kids are like on reading on grade level. 29%. We have 1.1 million kids in the system. That's horrible. So maybe getting rid of this federal board of education and giving it back to the states, because every state has different needs and wants, whatever. We can get back to a community-based education system without big money from corporations that are getting hired to make these books that are not educators, whatever, just making money and getting kicked back from the fucking thing. Maybe we can go back to having decent scores. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. I think it's horrible.
I think the key thing that we got to understand too, for all the teachers out there and people like that, you know, I know it's when they say Board of Education, right away, for those in that field, it's definitely putting some fear into you, right? And you think, probably you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose my benefits, my pensions, my salaries. None of that's getting affected. None of that. He's looking to take it away from the federal level, right? So that is think of the overall United States level and putting it back into the states and let each state dictate how that money needs to be spent in order to get the improvement on where they need to improve. One of the statistics I heard too was that the federal Board of Education globally, we spend the most money investing in it and have the worst results for our kids.
I think we're ranked 24, 25 in the world.
The worst.
Yeah.
So can you imagine competing against, you know, everyone always says China. Everyone says China, but can you imagine competing against these other countries where they have a different system in place, which is just working? And I'm not saying that the kids here in the US or in New York or wherever you're from are dumb. I'm not saying that at all. But what you should be thinking about is, can we get them better? Are they being pushed to their true potential? Right?
They're not.
I don't think they are. There are certain things definitely slowing these kids down, and it's no disrespect to kids with learning disabilities and other kids. But think about this: if you have a bunch of kids, and let's say there's 30 round numbers in the classroom, and of the 30, you have 5 within that classroom that have a learning disability, right? So now what you need to do is you need to either go as fast as you can. Those 5 will be left back further, or pause the class. The 25 that are there are going to be bored out of their mind until you get those other 5 with a learning disability to be caught up. It doesn't make sense, right? Let those that are excelling, keep them together, let them continue to excel. But then what you could do is focus on the ones with the learning disability, put them together so they're all learning at that even time, that even pace, and get them to where they need to be for their appropriate age or whatever. I mean, we're not applying that here. It's like a big melting pot. It's, you know, all these other little things to accommodate all the outside personal feelings with people, which shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
So
I don't think kids are learning after 6th grade, bro.
I mean, I don't know. You know, and that's the beauty about education. I'll be honest with you. You know, certain things in life, I don't know about the rest of you, but like hopefully you listen to your parents with certain things. One of the things my mother always said was, and this isn't like my mother, not that she was uneducated, but you know, times were different when she was a kid. My mother always said to me, in life they could take away everything from you. They could take your house, your car, your clothes, the food, your lights, everything could be taken away from you. She said the only thing they can never take away from you is your education. She said you could walk around butt naked in the street, but if you have a college degree, you put that college degree under your arm, and it can never be taken away from you, because education is the one thing that you truly earn that can never be taken away from you. So I never forgot when my mother said that. So it is important. with your kids, and think about it. Everyone says the future of the kids, future of the kids. Well, this is part of the future of the kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's sad. I hope they do the right thing and let him kick it back. Getting a phone call.
Money should be invested in kids and not whether they got
bureaucracies.
Company and business, and also a drag time story hour. You're not learning with anything like that.
No.
Cut the nonsense out. And for those that do enjoy that, that's fine. Set up something at your local library.
Yeah.
I'm sure
they do have it.
I'm gonna say
in Prospect Park, they have the library that they do.
I'm sure there are places for that,
100%,
right? That are going to recognize that to be a part of your child's daily curriculum. No way. It's a waste of our taxpayer money. No way.
One more thing, because it's JNN. I completely forgot. So JNN put up something about American News, something or other. It's an organization that does American news, but it's filtered money from the government, whatever. So Trump decided that he was going to take it away, like the funding, because it's just a left-wing propaganda machine, whatever, right? So he posts, some guy, of course, just a random post, that Trump's taking over a news organization, the American something organization, and it's like North Korea, and he's gonna do propaganda. Meanwhile, that's none of it. The whole post is absolutely false. It's not one bit true. He did not look it up at all. I want him on so bad, dude. You have no idea. I want him on so bad, but he can't defend himself. He couldn't defend himself because he doesn't do it.
Didn't Trump buy it to dismantle it?
So he didn't buy it. He just stopped funding it.
Yeah,
he didn't fund it.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
That's so crazy.
Where he posted it. So
that's so fucking crazy.
I mean, it's unbelievable the type of things that you hear on a regular daily basis. I mean, we could probably,
especially in New York. I mean,
we could probably do shows daily with some of the nonsense that comes out, because it seems never ending, and especially now with Trump in office, the guy's under a microscope for the next 4 years. So every minute,
I would be exhausted if I was him, dude. I would be exhausted.
I don't know, but listen, watch that 0 day. These politicians, they tune this shit out. At least that, and this was Hollywood, and Hollywood's a big liberal propaganda. But they're telling you what happens.
Yeah, being honest about it.
Fucking gets tuned out big time.
And one last thing for me was they voted in the New York State Supreme Court that illegal immigrants can't vote. I mean, I don't even know how it got to the point where it had to go to the New York Supreme Court. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution that you can't. But it got upheld because I guess it was New York State, not New York City. If in New York City, they'd have let illegals vote. But it's incredible that it even went to the courts. It shouldn't even been a topic.
You're not a U.S. citizen.
That's it. It doesn't matter.
You're a U.S. citizen. Knock yourself out. Vote. Have a good time. Do what you got to do.
It's crazy, dude. Well, they know that who they're going to vote for. They're going to vote for the handout. Unfortunately, not everybody, but for the most part.
It's a crazy world we live in. Well, we hope you enjoyed hearing us rant. And sorry,
we had a double rant today, right?
We had a lot of rants going on. Sorry if we ranted too much today, but I guess there was a lot to catch up on, because I guess we just shake our heads so much with all the nonsense, and we're probably going to continue to shake our head for a while.
At least 4 years.
At least 4 years. Yeah, it's true. I think it could change, like you said, at the midterm. You don't know. It's gonna, if that changes, as they win House and Senate.
It usually does change.
It'll shake things up a little bit, because then there'll be roadblocks when things try to happen. But we shall see. But we thank you for tuning in as always, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Ciao.
It's not working. I hit the picture.